Okay, so the passage given below is followed by the four summaries. Let's see what are the ideas. Last month, the Deep Carbon Observatory, so sorry for giving you all geographical based passages, okay, but still. Last month, the Deep Carbon Observatory announced an astounding fact. The mass of the microbes living beyond the Earth's surface amounts to 15 to 23 billion tons of carbon, some 245 to 385 times greater than the carbon mass of all humans. Okay, that's amazing. Okay, now this is what the idea one is. Let's go to the idea two. A growing number of papers published in the last decades indicate that bacteria, living many of them in hydrated active state, in sediments, in rocks, and in pockets and fissures buried deep underground, are old beyond belief. Okay, so they are old beyond belief. Like it is believed that they are 300 million years old, but they are furthermore old. Okay, they're not alive in the sense that bacteria in your gut are alive. Okay, rather dried up and in a suspended animation. Okay, to sum up, the Earth's crust appears to be simply lossy with idling ancient bacteria parked in parasite mode, ready at a nearly moment's notice to throw the gear shift into drive. Okay, so a good para summary. It was, I would rate it as to be a moderate to difficult. Okay, so there were the three ideas which was presented in this para summary. Okay, that last month the Deep Carbon Observatory is announced and outstanding that the mass of the microbes living beneath Earth's surface, okay, amount to 18 to 23 million tons of carbon. Okay, some 245 to 83 385 times greater than the carbon mass of all humans, and that's amazing. Okay, so there is a belief that they are 300 million years old, but they are beyond that. Okay, so our age are old beyond belief, 300 million years. Okay, so 300, this is a belief. Okay, and they are in a dried up and a suspended animation. Okay, so we don't know that when they can actually come in a life or a parasite mode, nearly a month's notice. Okay, so let's see the option. A number of papers claim the existence of an amazing mass of microbes as old as 300 million years living inside the earth, ready to come to life at some moment notice. Okay, so good option seen at theme. Okay, so now, but still this is not the correct answer. The correct answer to this question is option number 4. So let's see what is the problem with the other options. Okay, so a number of papers claim the existence of an amazing mass of microbes as old as 300 million years. Okay, see, the problem is this is actually a misrepresentation. Okay, it gives the impression that the microbes were living for 300 million years. Okay, but this is not the case. Okay, this is actually a belief. Okay, so where is this? A growing number of papers published in the last decade, okay, indicate that bacteria living in many of them are in hydrated and active states, in sediments and rocks, and in pockets and fissures buried deep underground, are old beyond belief. Okay, 300 million years. Okay, so they are as per the belief. Okay, this is not that microbes were living for 300 million years. Okay, so the significant animation of 300 million years is lost in this option. Okay, so suspended animation. Okay, so that is being missed out in this option. So that is the reason that this is incorrect. Okay, in a surprising announcement, the Deep Carbon Observatory said that the mass of subterranean microbes and their age were hundreds of times greater than those of all humans. Okay, now this is incorrect. You can see that this is partially correct. Okay, but it does not captures the author's position. It misses upon that the parse mode. Okay, at nearly a month's notice. Okay, so this missing upon it, so it's partially correct, but it just on the contrary, it just emphasized on the announcement made by the Deep Carbon Observatory, which is only incidental to the author's position. Okay, so it is partially incorrect. It's just showing the partial summary, so that's the reason. Okay, inside the earth, microbes approach immortality in a state of being almost dead but slightly alive and ready for revivification at a moment's notice. Okay, so it is figuratively correct. Okay, but it's still, in case if I want to compare the option number 3 and option 4, okay, inside the earth there is an amazing mask. Okay, so that's amazing. Okay, so amazing part is actually first of all missed by this particular amazing nature of the microbes. Okay, so inside earth there is an amazing mass of ancient bacteria parked in suspended animation. Now see the suspended animation. See. parked, dried up, and in suspended animation. Okay, now this is exactly, okay, now approach immortality in a state of being almost dead. Okay, now okay, now this is, I would say, like, out of the two options, in case if I would compare, I would rather go with it, because it is actually kind of using the words that is being highlighted in the passage. Okay, so inside the earth there is an amazing mask of ancient bacteria parked in suspended animation, ready to spring to life even after millions of years. Okay, so ready to spring to life. Okay, this idea is presented, the suspended animation is presented, they are amazing, this idea is presented, and this 300 million years, this idea is presented. Okay, now see, this is inside the earth. Microbes approach immortality in a state of being almost dead, but slightly alive and ready for revivification at the moment's notice. Okay, so it is missing upon the line that ready to spring to life even after millions of years. Okay, so what is so amazing nature of the microbes? Okay, that they are ready to spring to life even after millions of years. Okay, because they have been buried deep underground, are old beyond belief. Okay, that is, are old beyond maybe the 300 million years. Okay, so, but see, are you getting like why 4 is the better summary? And now again to the option 1, okay? A number of papers claims the existence of an amazing mass of microbes as old as 300 million years ago, living inside the earth, ready to come to life at a moment's notice. Now, the problem with this is it again misses upon the concept of the suspended animation, okay? That they seem to, they are not alive, okay? So it misses upon this concept, okay? This was again just one, the Deep Carbon Observatory, and I've told you out of the 3 and the option number 4, why 4 is better, because it presented everything. It missed upon the million of years ago as a fact. Okay, so that is the reason that the option number 4 is the correct answer. I hope you get this answer.